guys for everyone to get in here on Facebook and YouTube. Hey, can you guys hear me? Everything sound good? D-Day. Everything good?
Question it all. Turn your televisions off, cause you're being brainwashed. Brainwashed. Brainwashed.
Sound like a conspiracist. Really hate to see what the plan really is.
Man, I love this song.
Africans and natives, the Hispanics and the Aztecs. 100 miles a minute and my mind won't rest.
Y'all need to get your coffee ready. Get everything. We're amped up for
Now
now.
I ain't saying this to put fear in your heart, but the fact is we need to find a place to start, to turn this shit around and get us back on track. Path of our founding fathers and the visions they had. It's so bad, it's so sad that we didn't know the truth, except that we have no clue. So you go on believing what they told you, but that ain't me. I got a mind of my own. I refuse to be a clone, believing nothing I was told. It's just a bunch of cover-up and all fucking lies. They
But y'all know what that is.
money, call it taxing, and they rise. The rich get richer and they don't pay a dime. They get exempted, write it off as a fucking crime. I'm all about America, just saying fuck the government. This new world order already in effect. If you wanna know what's really going on, search for the answers and question it all. Turn your televisions off, cause you're being brainwashed. 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 If you wanna know what's really going on, search for the answers and question it all. Turn your televisions off, cause you're being brainwashed. 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 If you wanna know what's really going on, search for the answers and question it all. Turn your televisions off, cause you're being brainwashed. 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 If you wanna know what's really going on, search for the answers and question it all.
Couple more minutes.
Turn your televisions off,
Cut the music. Give everyone a chance to get in here.
Brainwashed. Brainwashed.
We'll play one more time. About 4 people on Facebook, 1 on YouTube. YouTube, everyone that's just tuning in, give me a couple minutes. We're going to let everyone get in here. I'm sharing all the links to everywhere. Right now, I'm learning how to make one live stream and distribute to multiple platforms, multi-streaming from one source. That's going to take me a minute. That's right, D. Anyway, speaking of guys, that sign-on that you guys just heard right now, it comes from D-Day the Scorpion. I have 100% legal right to use it for this live feed. D-Day the Scorpion, y'all can check his music out. I'm going to post a link to his SoundCloud. This is off his Rise and Grind newest album. Y'all need to really check it out. It's some good music. I've known this dude ever since we was kids. He's a good dude. Y'all should support him.
Wanna hear some real shit? Take a seat and brace yourself. Everything you think you know,
Give it a couple more minutes, then we'll get into this live feed.
by pretty down by the mass media who wanna make you fucking shot. Talking about elites, criteria they meet. Report what they tell you, or your family won't eat. Yeah, it's all about corruption, make you believe it was seduction. Turn on your TV, transgender Kardashian. Yeah, 9/11 attacks, straight terrorism of our government's acts, and that's a fucking fact. Then they made the president black to try to show the people racism's in the past. Now how we supposed to believe politicians and their lies? Elect a billionaire, yeah, demon in disguise. If you stare in his eyes long enough, you realize that he's just another pawn to victimize. Now, if you wanna know what's really going on, search for the answers and question it all. Turn your televisions off, cause you're being brainwashed. 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 If you wanna know what's really going on, search for the answers and question it all. Turn your televisions off, cause you're being brainwashed. 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 When I hit the ground, I'ma shake the whole planet. We looking like some bandits, but we modern day pirates.
Yeah.
You really know what's going on in the
on the
system.
TV, huh?
I heard it on the news, but the truth is so corrupted. Bombs going down, but America designed them. Sold it to the Muslim, but now we gotta kill them. AK-47 make us all go to heaven. Refuse to abide by the Second Amendment. Right to bear arms was not God-given, so the government wanna fucking try to take it. Criminals still gonna find a way to get it, cause the black market few clicks on the internet.
No, it's just
You want the dark web, all you
raining
do is
ice, I guess.
push the
I haven't
right
been out
keys
there
like a
yet.
code, nothing to it.
I took the trash out to the curb.
Got us all in the riot.
Hang on, CJ. My mom's on Facebook. We're on
YouTube. That they can't
YouTube.
account for it. Terroristic
1
vision,
minute.
green screen they record. Children going hungry, poverty they afford. Now if I come a missing, then you know what it was for. If you wanna know what's really going on, search.
All right. What's going on, everyone? I mean, obviously, y'all been in the chats for a couple minutes now listening to Brainwashed again. That was by D-Day the Scorpion. Y'all should check him out. It's good music. I support the dude 100%. He's all underground. We support one another here on the underground circuit, guys. You know, I mean, we're the ones that's doing all the work here. You know, we help support each other 100%. It doesn't matter if you agree with someone or not. You know, as long as if you support, let them know that you know someone got their back. Help them strive. I mean, that's something that's common sense. We could all agree with that. Again, that was D-Day the Scorpion. I heard that song called Brainwashed, and it's perfect for everything that I feel like that we, you know, what we talk about. You know, we entertain ideas, you know, whether or not they're conspiracy theories, whether or not, you know, they're opinions, or if they're just so far out there, you know, where it's just unbelievable. Again, that's what we do. We talk about shit that, you know, there's a lot of people that's brainwashed, and you guys see it more and more nowadays. You turn on TV, you know, I've said it before, and I don't know if I said it on live here on Facebook or even on YouTube, but I've said before, you know, there was that prediction of the whole zombie apocalypse. And if you guys think about it, that's what we're living in now. We live in a zombie apocalypse world, you know, between liberals and all that. They don't know I mean, you're telling me that, you know, they're so confused that I got a penis, but I'm going to call myself a girl. You know, I mean, that's the real zombie apocalypse right there. Right there. All right? We don't have to really get all nitty-gritty and flesh eating and all that. The zombie apocalypse is here because these liberals are like fucking zombies, and they'll believe anything that's get pushed on them without facts. Again, they're zombies, they're puppets, everyone just... So anyways, I can't talk about that. I just get too excited. I get too passionate about shit. So anyways, man, you know, I had this whole live feed planned out throughout the day. You know, we brought out, you know, McCabe earlier. I brought out a post. I posted it and shared it on my wall on Twitter and on Facebook as well, talking about McCabe of the FBI resigning. And no doubt, you know, we can definitely sit there and, you know, was it a coincidence? And now it's an even bigger coincidence. And the reason why I think it could have been a coincidence is because the FBI has been under a lot of scrutiny, being corrupted. And there's a lot of information out there. I'll have to go back and look for them for the article. But I believe on Facebook, if you guys go to my YouTube channel and scroll through the history of my channel, I have a video out there that talks about how the FBI, and I have articles proven. I can't remember if I screen captured or if I just copied and pasted the articles and gave you guys my opinion. But it had articles showing how the FBI was being subpoenaed to court, not to testify, but they were actually being under investigation for actually staging criminal acts so that they can bust them to better their credibility. Again, I can't say that's 100% true. That's what I was reading with facts, and I'm putting it out to you guys. Am I the one that's writing these articles? No. Am I the one that's doing the interviews? No. But I can pass the information on to you guys. That's what's being said. And again, that's the whole problem here. There's a lot of people that take everything that I say and say that it's true or not. And I tell you guys all the time, you know, I'm not the type of person to say this is 100% true, but this is what I think is true based on my opinions. Again, you guys know me. I'm all about basing, you know, promoting self-opinions. You know, you're allowed to have your own opinion. You have your opinion based on your experiences in life. And, you know, we got to try to understand that. Respect opinions. A lot of you guys understand that. A lot of you guys in my live feeds before have said that. Now, so McCabe, you know, he comes out today resigning from the FBI. Well, was it a coincidence? I mean, was it maybe, you know, maybe he just wanted to step away. Maybe he felt like his job at the FBI was done, you know. And then tonight, you know, within an hour ago, it just breaks that, you know, the House voted to release this memo, the FISA memo. We've talked, again, on my channel and here on Facebook Live about the FISA memo, talking about how the Obama administration illegally obtained warrants to spy on President Trump and try to create a Russian collusion with President Trump and Russia. Now, everything that's been coming out the last couple months, and you guys got to think about this, all of this stuff that I'm about to drop on you guys, from past to present, it all ties into each other. It's all going to start shedding light on every aspect. We can go back as far as it starting off with Hillary Clinton with Benghazi. We can start off with Hillary Clinton and those deleted emails now that there's an investigation with Fusion GPS and all that money laundering being sent to Russia for the for propaganda, if you guys remember P-Gate, quickly I'll educate you guys real quick, and you guys can look it up to vet me if you would like. P-Gate was the story about when President Trump was running his campaign. There was a story coming out how President Trump went to Russia, found out which hotel that President Barack Obama slept in, and paid 2 hookers to go and piss all over the bed. That was one of the propagandas that's being investigated, showing that there may be ties to Hillary and the DNC paying for that kind of propaganda. Again, it's all coming out. Now we have the FISA memo. You know, the illegal action with operations trying to spy. If you guys remember Eric Snowden. Eric Snowden's living in Russia right now because he's, you know, he got kicked out of the U.S. for leaking information to the American people about this kind of stuff. Spying, using your cell phones, using your smartphones, using cameras, laptops, even TVs, Samsungs. You know, you guys remember all this. This happened years ago when all this stuff was coming out to light. And back then when this was all coming out to light, guys, this was a conspiracy theory. You know, so don't forget, you guys have conspiracy theories, and then you have conspiracy theories that prove to be facts as time evolves, okay? So now Andrew McCabe steps up. We find out that the House passes the vote to release that memo. And that right there, guys, that's what makes me happy. That one breaking news that I heard an hour ago totally messed up my whole idea for my live feed. My whole live feed, I was going to talk about the Grammys. You know, and about how Jay-Z was on CNN wanting to be political. And then I wanted to talk to you guys about Ice-T and his response. Which, you know, now I'm going to definitely, I'll still talk about that. It's going to be shorter. I was watching Pete Santelli earlier this morning, and he's the one that talked about Ice-T. So I'm just going to pass the information on to you guys. But anyways, tomorrow is the State of the Union address from President Trump. And a lot of people would love for this memo to be released and have President Trump read it during the Union. Now it is saying that with this pass, they have exactly 5 days. President Trump has 5 days to review it before he decide to release it. But we know President Trump. You guys know President Trump. I can guarantee you, ever since the government shut down, when this whole release the memo is really becoming mainstream, you know, this release the memo has been underground. There's been a lot of chatter underground, you know, with QAnon. If you guys know Q, or ever since you guys started listening to me and you guys went back and looked into QAnon, and a lot of underground news agencies that's been proven factual facts time and time again has even talked about this as well. Again, that was just a conspiracy theory. Now everything that we see going on at light, you know, is the conspiracy theory really a reality? You guys remember a lot of talks in Congress where they were talking about top officials that read this memo was coming out and saying that we really feel like the public needs to know what's in this memo, because half of these officials are sitting there reading this memo and they can't believe that this was happening in America. Plain and simple. One of them said, you got to ask yourself if this is America or is this Russia? Because everything that they were trying to pin President Trump on, being a KGB agent and whatnot, in fact shows the collusion with the Obama administration and the Hillary Clinton Foundation and everything else tied into it, Soros and all that. There's paper trails. But the whole Russia and Trump thing has been just a witch hunt. They have not had one credible thing. Robert Mueller, he's been looking into this thing for a year and has not found one credible thing that he can bring to President Trump to put him on trial. But yet we have so much information, so much facts, paper trails showing dirty deeds by the Clintons and the Obama administration. No doubt America today, if you guys are just now tuning in and reading the news about the release, the memo, and finding out just now that it's going to be released, there's a lot of mixed emotions. I can guarantee you that. It's going to be very interesting within the next couple days. Again, like I said, President Trump has 5 days to talk about this memo, to review it, to find out if he's going to release it to the public or if he should hold off to it. And me personally, I don't think, after everything that President Trump has been through, and he's kept his promises, and you can fight me all day you want, and he kept his promises so far for what he's done for this country, I think President Trump's not going to hesitate on releasing this. He's going to let it be known. You know, his one agenda has been to get rid of corruption. And not just corruption here in America, but it's happening worldwide. And President Trump is getting other leaders of other nations to actually support a President Trump stance on not just immigration, but economics, how everyone should learn how to govern themselves. And again, you know, we can go so far off into a conspiracy theory saying, you know, he's going against the New World Order. No doubt, has that term been used a lot, the New World Order. There's a whole lot of people, you know, really worried about the New World Order, thinking, you know, genocide, depopulation, you know, we're all going to be slaves in encampments. And, you know, here's the sad fact, guys. Whether or not we want to or not, in today's society, fighting for every freedom, for every right, for anything, you know, if you want to be a human, but you want to one day call yourself a dog, you know, we're going to have a false society. All right. I seriously think, my opinion, I think everything's gone to shit. I don't really see it coming back together. I don't think America and American traditions, I don't think America can get back to where it was 50 years ago. Plain and simple. Because even if you have, you know, the right's winning, of course you're always going to have the left. They're going to argue. Or even if, God forbid, the left wins, you know, the right's going to argue. And now we're in a damn moment where we are all sitting there fighting for everything. You know, just earlier I was reading where, you know, here in my home state, Cleveland Indians, they're removing Chief Wahoo. Again, this has been talked about for a couple years now, but it's being official. Officially came out today that they are removing Chief Wahoo from the Cleveland Indians mascot because it offends certain members of Indian tribes in Ohio. Again, I mean, like, the fabric of every society that we grew up in is just gone. Just gone. But anyways, like I said, guys, let's try to stay on topic here. The FISA memo. McCabe's leaving. You guys are hearing a lot about these missing text messages that's being found. There was messages between an FBI agent and another FBI agent that had a love relationship. You know, they were texting on the side, and they were all anti-Trump, and there was supposedly a lot of credible information in these text messages to tie in with the FISA memo. And that's how they found out about these text messages, was the information that was in this FISA memo. So when they go out and look for this FISA memo, looking for these text messages, again, they pulled a playbook out of Hillary Clinton's book. They just disappeared. No one knows where it got. No one knows where it went. You guys remember hearing about this. Now, next you know, they magically show up on Jeff Sessions' desk. Now McCabe resigns from the FBI. Again, I don't think that's a coincidence. I think he knows something's about to happen, and he's trying to distance himself from the FBI as much as possible. But, you know, I seriously think it's too late. All right, so anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the Grammys last night, guys. I'm trying to, you know, speed through here. Man, it's hot as hell in this bedroom. The Grammys. If any of you guys watch the Grammys, I've seen so much negative from the Grammys. I'll be honest, I didn't watch it. I'm only watching what people are saying, showing the replays. And I'm pretty sure, you know, it wasn't all what I'm reading. But everyone's saying that it was like a very political musical. Like, it was very politically driven. You know, they had that one moment where, you guys know that book that was written with Bannon's help and that other guy, you know, Fire and Fury, where it's backlashing Trump. You know, they were actually having, you know, celebrities, you know, musicians reading quotes out of this book. And then next you know, here's Hillary Clinton, and then puts the book down, and that's it. Here's Hillary. You know, and then, of course, they all got to, yeah, cheer. The one thing I want to talk about this is because of Jay-Z. All right, Jay-Z, if you guys know, Jay-Z was on CNN, I believe it was 2 nights ago, maybe 3. And he decided, Jay-Z, wanted to get political. Okay. And again, he was on CNN, okay? CNN is just trying to drive one narrative and one narrative only. And they don't care who they pull off the street to try to drive it. And why do I say that? Because you're going to use Jay-Z as a poster child of what is wrong with President Trump. there's no, your opinion's invalid. Okay, you as a rapper, rapping about shit that's wrong with what's wrong with, you know, the young black community, you know, bitches and hoes, drugs, shooting up places. Let's not forget about your wife, you know, a couple years ago at the Super Bowl. You guys remember that? Throwing up the Illuminati sign like it was going out of style. You guys remember this. And of course, CNN backing Hillary, all of those fake-ass polls sitting there saying that Hillary's going to win the election. Donald Trump has no say. And then you guys remember election night, Wolf Blitzer's live. Everyone was just losing their fucking mind. Like, I seriously thought that there was going to be a few news anchors that were going to commit suicide on TV. You know, because they were just like, oh my God. That's why whenever CNN's putting out these polls, I don't even fucking listen to them. Yes, D-Day over here on Facebook. You know, it's a part of brainwashing. That's what it is. They're using certain people's fame to drive a narrative. All right, I don't agree with what Jay-Z was saying. I respected Jay-Z as a music artist. I may have not liked his music, but you know what? Again, like I said earlier at the beginning of this live feed, as we was listening to D-Day the Scorpions track, I support the movement, guys. So I supported him as a musician because he was doing his thing. You know, he was doing positive things. You know, he was making music. He was getting people's attention. But like I said, CNN wants to throw him up all over fucking CNN as a poster child as to what President Trump is not doing for the black community. Wanted to go back and forth and call him a superbug, saying that President Trump's not doing everything right for the black community. And then President Trump, of course, got to get on Twitter and run his fucking mouth. You know, saying, you know, will someone please inform Jay-Z that the black unemployment rate is the lowest that it's ever been? Which, honestly, guys, it's only at 6.9. The lowest it's ever been since 2007 was at 7%. So it's only at like a 0.1% less, but that's still record-breaking. All right, that's a start. Give the man credit. But anyways, I want to play one thing for you guys. Last night, they were sitting there talking about everything going on politically. And they pulled Ice-T to the side. Okay, now most of you guys know who Ice-T is. You know, famous crack dealer. You know, he turned hip-hop star. He actually pioneered hip-hop. You know, he had a lot of things within, you know, hip-hop that helped the genre out in its earlier days. And then also, he's also well known for his role on Law & Order SVU as Finn. I respect the man greatly from that show. I watch that show with me and my wife a lot. You know, Finn, he's one of my favorite characters on the show. I just got to be fair. But they pulled Ice-T to the side and asked him what he thought about the whole rhetoric between Jay-Z and President Trump. And I'm not going to be able to quote what he's saying, guys. I'm just going to play the audio for you guys. I'll post the link on the video or even here in the description. But it's just as easy as going to YouTube and typing in Ice-T Grammy Trump. You're going to see it. It's the first one. So anyways, let's go ahead and play this. Let you guys hear what Ice-T had to say. And I'm going to give my opinion on it. Some of you guys may agree. Some of you guys may not. That's okay too. But let's go ahead and hear what Ice-T had to say about President Trump. I mean, this is just insane.
No, it's just Trump. He's a dumb and he does dumb. Who the what president said about a rapper? What's the matter with him? That's it. You dumb. Go run the country, idiot.
Okay, so one thing I want to say about that. Because, you know, they were talking about how everyone was getting political. Okay, I don't think Ice-T, no offense, Ice, whatever the fuck you want to be called, dude. You, of all people, with Jay-Z, shouldn't be getting political. If you want to sit there and tell President Trump to not worry about rappers and what rappers are saying and blah, 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 well, you know what? The road goes both ways. Stop worrying about politics and worry about rap. You know, if you ask me, the rap game, the rap industry, mainstream rap is fucking garbage. So therefore, work on your own faction before you even try to get into politics. Again, I don't agree with Jay-Z even getting on there and even... CNN, why don't you guys just go and talk to average Americans that's actually feeling, you know, the effects of President Trump? The ones that's actually out there working. You know, Jay-Z made his millions talking about disgrading bitches. You got his wife sitting there on national TV during the Super Bowl giving fucking signs up for the Illuminati. which the Illuminati wants a new world order. I mean, they're fully behind it. Again, CNN's really pushing that whole agenda from the Democrats, the whole agenda from the Obama administration, forcing new world order agendas. I mean, shit, you know what? We can just go ahead and just go as far as saying that there's a conspiracy theory here about CNN, that when the new world order happens, CNN's going to have the only exclusive rights to be the only media outlet during the new world order. Again, that's just a conspiracy. But, like I said, I mean, there's a lot of information that if you put it back together, you know, relax your mind, do what you got to do to get in that thinking process and just think. It's not possible, but it is. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's a lot of information out there that could definitely make you guys think a lot of shit. But I don't agree with what Ice-T even said. I think that they should, even though Ice-T, you know, you was just responding to what President Trump said to Jay-Z, but I don't think Jay-Z should have been the first person to be up there even saying anything about what President Trump's doing. Again, he was speaking false information. You guys can watch the speech with Jay-Z and CNN all over. It's all over YouTube. If you guys want, I'll even post it up on Facebook. Let you guys see it anyways. But anyways, guys, I'm I'm really starting to get hot. So I'm gonna hop off here, go play some Xbox with the wife. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and I will be seeing you guys very soon. All right, later.